This video is about possessive adjectives. And as you can probably glean from the title, adjectives are a descriptive word, and possessives show possession or ownership or relationships. Alright, an adjective, as we just stated, is a descriptive word, and agreement, you just need to know that means it needs to agree in gender, so masculine or feminine word, and also singular plural. So gender and number agreement, that's what that means. Alright, we have our possessive adjectives in English. I know that y'all's is not really a word that we use, but it does happen in Spanish. So, if something is mine, I will say my sweater, or in Spanish, mi. Your sweater, tu. His, her, or its, oops, su. Our, nuestro, or nuestra, or if it's plural, yet an S. Y'all's is, so it belongs to you all. Vuestro, vuestra, or vuestros, vuestras. And their, su, or sus. You will note that these are spelled exactly the same way. We're going to talk about that. Something very important to note is that possessive adjectives never have accents. And you'll see here, tú with an accent is a subject pronoun standing for you. Tú without an accent is just stating something is yours. That's a possessive, that's a subject pronoun. Two completely different words. Mi, tú, su, nuestro, vuestro, sus, none of those have accents. Su versus sus. So you will notice that the bottom third person possessives are spelled the same. Su can mean his, hers, its, or theirs. Su can. Sus means the same one, same thing, but the ownership is plural. So for example, if it is his house, it would be su casa. His houses would be sus casas. Even though he is one thing, what he's owning is more than one, so it's still sus. It's not just su because he's one. Same thing in plural. Their, so plural people, their house would be su casa, and their houses would be sus casas. Possessive adjectives actually go before the noun. You'll note that I just said su casa, not casa su. Remember, normally adjectives go after, but these ones go before. Nuestro and vuestro, you'll note that I had an O-A ending on it. That's because they need to agree in gender and number. So if it's our house, instead of nuestro casa, it will be nuestra casa. If the house belongs to you all, and there's more than one, so y'all's house is, instead of vuestros, actually it would be vuestros, it would, no wait, yeah, since it's agreeing with the house, vuestras casas, because casas is feminine and plural. And that goes down to our last note right here, which is it agrees with what is being owned. So obviously if it's mine, it's always going to be it's either going to be me or mis. But it has to agree with what is being owned rather than who is owning it as the number one factor. For example, his books. Su is his, but books is plural. So sus libros, because books are plural and so is the article. Their book, libro is singular. And so even though they are more than one person, the possessive agrees with what is being owned. And so one book, one singular possessive, su libro. All right, I've got a couple examples over here. Some in Spanish, some in English. All right, tu tío. Tío means uncle. Whose uncle is it? Tu tío. Your uncle. Nuestra casa, remember this agrees with the house, so house. And whose is it? It is our house. You're never going to say we house, because we is a subject or a subject pronoun. Our is a possessive adjective. Mis lápices, so they're my. Lápices, plural. Pencils. Again, because this is plural, so is mis. Their grandfather. Well, they is going to be su. Grandfather is one, so we're going to keep this singular, and grandfather is abuelo. Remember, just because they are plural does not mean this will be sus. One grandfather equals a singular possessive. Y'all's tests. So first of all, we have tests in plural. Exámenes. Y'all. That's the vuestro. Since tests is plural, vuestro, and this is masculine, so we keep the O because it's masculine, and it's also plural. So we had an S. Masculine plural, masculine plural. Her flowers. So su, since flowers are plural, so is our possessive, flowers. Flores, plural. Please pause to copy. And this one, you're just going to write them in English first and then in Spanish. Please be careful. Remember, it's what is being owned that needs to be agreed with. So whether it's his or hers or theirs, it depends on what's being owned, whether it's going to be singular or plural. And some of them have to have agreement with gender and number as well.